So, Seth, we got something very important to tell you. We have an announcement to make.
Okay, what's the announcement?
You want to tell them, or should I?
Uh, well, we're engaged.
After so many years, we're finally getting it done. We're gonna get married.
Oh. Oh. Oh, wow.
Seth, you okay, man? You gonna be alright?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm good. I'm just a little taken aback.
We just wanted to let you be the first one to know, because, we're such great friends, and we just wanted to make sure you're okay with it, and just wanted to let you know, man.
Yeah, yeah, sure, I'm totally okay with it.
So, Seth, thanks for having us for this party. Hopefully we can see you at the wedding. Hopefully it's all good, man.
Yeah, I can't wait. It should really be a good time. I'm looking forward to it.
You ready to go?
Uh, just a second. I gotta talk to Seth for a minute.
Okay. I'll wait outside for you.
Okay. I just wanted to say thanks for being a friend all this time. I really appreciate it.
No problem. It's good to be there for you.
I can't wait to see you at the wedding. Bye, Seth.
Bye, Olivia. She's marrying Bob. That could be me. I could be that. God, if only I had kissed her instead of doing the friend thing. If only I had taken the chance. God, things would be so different. He'd be with me instead of Bob. God, if only I could go back and change it. I just wish I could go back and change it. Alright, well, let me try to get some sleep. Maybe I can forget this day even existed. Oh, man, how long was I out for? Wait a minute. The hell I changed my shirt? What? Who the hell is it?
Are you ready for Jay's communion today?
Nick, what the hell are you talking about? It's not Jay's communion.
No, that's today, April 16th.
Nick, you're wrong. The communion was in 2015, man. Okay?
It's April 16th, 2015.
Wait a minute. You're messing with me, right? Seriously?
No, it's really 2015. We gotta get going. It starts soon.
Holy shit. It really is? I gotta get going.
I guess you're not coming then.
Holy shit, guys! I actually time traveled. Oh my god, that's awesome. I don't know how I did it. I don't know what happened, but holy crap, that is very cool. And I can actually right the wrong. I can actually meet her and kiss her, and it's gonna be me. Oh man. Okay, this is gonna be cool. Wait a minute, where the hell did my Blu-rays go to? Oh, 2015. I just installed these shelves a week ago, so yeah, they'll be back, or at least I hope they'll be back because you know, I love my Blu-rays. They'll be back. But you know what? This whole thing actually reminds me of a movie I was going to talk to you guys about anyways. Might as well go ahead and tell you my thoughts. Welcome everybody to Netflix Nice number 38, where I will be talking about When We First Met. But before we do, let's see what the good folks over at Netflix have for a synopsis for us today, shall we? Using a magical photo booth that sends him back in time, Noah relives the night he met Avery over and over, trying to persuade her to fall for him. Rated TV 14 and from 2018. And you know what? I was interested to check the movie out because I was seeing a crap load of Facebook ads for this movie. Oh, you know, here's the promo for When We First Met. Oh, here's the trailer for When We First Met. Oh, here's a notification that When We First Met is coming out. Oh, have you seen the promo for When We First Met? Yeah, it was all over. And to be perfectly honest, I like romantic comedies. Yes, I'm a huge fan of horror and thrillers and mystery and all that jazz, but a good romantic comedy is something I really do love, and I have enjoyed a lot of the stuff with Drew Barrymore and Adam Sandler. I think 50 First Dates or The Wedding Singer is really great. One of my favorites is, of course, You've Got Mail, and many, many others. I do love this, and I definitely wanted to see how We First Met actually ended up stacking up to some of those ones. So yes, I was definitely interested in it. And, you know, I mean, let's get into it with the cast here. You've got Adam Devine, who plays Noah in here. And Adam Devine, you know, I haven't seen a lot of stuff he's done. I've seen some of it. He's done the Pitch Perfect films, and he was in that TV show Workaholics, which I never saw, but I heard okay things about. He's decent as Noah. I'll definitely get into that character more as we go along here. Alexandra Daddario plays Avery, and I really like Alexandra Daddario. I think she's actually a really great actress when she did the first season of True Detective, or she was in Baywatch last year. She did that Texas Chainsaw 3D movie, of course, San Andreas. I think she's a decent actress. I do. You also have here Shelley Hennick, who plays Carrie, and she's done a lot of small role stuff. I think she was in Ouija and Roman J. Israel Esquire. She's done some decent stuff as well. You've also got Andrew Bachelor and Robbie Amell in here, and now Andrew plays Max, who is Noah's best friend, and of course Robbie plays Ethan, of course the man that Avery eventually gets with, and they were both actually in the Netflix movie The Babysitter that I also did a Netflix review for. And I know that some of the producers of The Babysitter also produced this film as well, so there's a lot of carryover sometimes of actors. And they did a decent job as well. I think everybody does a pretty good job here overall. And, as far as sort of the comedy here, I think the comedy here is good. It's a little hit and miss, though, I will admit. Some of it hits and some of it doesn't. It's almost like they're really like throwing it and sticking it at the wall and seeing, oh, is this going to fit? Is this not going to fit? Is this going to be good? And I know that when Adam Devine actually signed on, the filmmakers and the producers gave him the script and told him to look it over and to rewrite his parts to fit his comedy style. Now, I kind of like that and I kind of don't. I don't, because if you're that good of an actor, you're going to adapt to whatever material you get. Yes, you want to improv a little bit. Yes, you want to kind of go with the flow a little bit, but you should also adapt to things and to situations and screenplays. At the same time, look, it's nice that the filmmakers actually gave him the script and said, look, we want this to be natural. We want you to fit your style in. So, I mean, I'm glad he got the chance to do that. But again, I think that the whole thing with the comedy here, again, some of it works and some of it doesn't. And a lot of it is on Adam Devine's part. I think Adam Devine is throwing a lot at the wall. And I know he's kind of the actor that does that stuff. I know he's been a lot of comedy, so that's his sort of style. Like I said, hit and miss. And, honestly, basically, in a nutshell, Noah loves Avery. And there was this one night, Halloween of 2014, and basically he had a great night with her, and instead of going in for the kiss, he went in for the hug, and cut to, 3 or so years later, and 3 or 4 years later, and the idea that Avery is marrying Ethan and not him, and he's always been in love with her, and he finally figures, you know what, I have to try to right this wrong somehow, and he goes into this magical photo booth, and is like, oh, I just wish I could make this right, and get with her instead, and he travels back in time. And you know what, I love time travel films. So you have the romantic comedy aspect of this, and you also have the time travel aspect. And so I like the mixture of that. And the thing that the movie that this actually reminds me of, and yes, it's not a comedy, I know, is The Butterfly Effect. This is almost a romantic comedy version of The Butterfly Effect, because he'll go back in time and he'll do things differently. He'll create the situation differently than how it originally was, and then he'll wake up the next day, 3-4 years later, and suddenly Avery may not know him, or that everybody hates him, or that he suddenly becomes the big douchebag. There's so many different scenarios that happen in the movie, and some of it works and some of it doesn't. And I kind of always like that. I always like the whole thing of going back in time and doing the tiniest, smallest detail differently will affect everything in the future. And I've always thought that stuff was fascinating. Time travel is fascinating to me. It just really is. And the thing about the character of Noah is he's a little self-centered. He's a little me. And some of it, I guess, works for the movie. Some of it doesn't. And like I said, some of the situations are funny. Like, of course, they end up hooking up, that night that they first met. And then he goes, all forward in time. And now suddenly he has frosted tips in his hair. And he's the biggest douchebag in the world. And he's wearing leather pants. But every scenario in this thing ends up with the fact that she will eventually end up with Ethan. No matter what Noah does, even if he ends up getting with her and ends up possibly marrying her in a future scenario, it doesn't matter because she's never truly in love with him. And it's kind of interesting in the idea of, when do you know you've actually met your soulmate, right? And that's really the thing that I really love about this whole thing, is that the idea that you can think you've met your soulmate and then something happens and you realize that, even though you've tried so hard to get with this person, and even though you've fought so hard to tell them how you feel and express yourself, it doesn't matter because they'll never really love you. And that's the lessons he has to learn in this movie. And like I said, I think the chemistry between Noah and Avery as characters is pretty cool. I like sort of the friend aspect that's trying to be a romantic aspect but isn't quite there. I think Adam Devine and Alexandra Daddario do a really great job with that. I think that Robbie Amell and Alexandra Daddario have a really great chemistry as well, and you can see them getting together. You can see that they would be a couple, and it works. I like that, the comedy of it, and I think that Adam Devine has a really great rapport with everybody in the movie. I think the movie works. I think the movie has its moments, and I think it works pretty well. I mean, I will say this movie took 6 years to make. I guess that the script and everything else, it took 6 years to make, and I don't know if this movie is worth it, the fact that it took 6 years to make this movie. I mean, the movie's not bad, but is it worth the 6 years? That's up to you guys to decide. For me, I was like, okay, 6 years to make this movie. It's not exactly, the greatest romantic comedy I've ever seen. And speaking of that, there is, the filmmakers themselves are interesting because you have the director here who is Ari Sandel. Now, I've never seen anything he's directed, but he's actually directed the movie The Duff, which, not gonna lie, I've never seen, guys, but I know that Robbie Amell is in The Duff, so of course he, carried in here because of the director. And the writer here is actually John Whittington. Now, he actually wrote the Lego Batman movie and the Lego Ninjago movie. Okay, cool. Those are actually two really good movies for kids. So, I mean, again, you have decent filmmakers here. You have really good actors here. And the chemistry is good. I think the comedy is hitting for the most part, but missing other times. I think the time travel aspect works to its advantage. I think if you didn't have the time travel aspect in here to spice it up, I don't think that this would be worth the time and effort to watch it. I think there's a lot of great movies on Netflix. Some I've actually reviewed on Netflix Nights, others I haven't yet. And I feel like, is this one worth your time? No, I don't really think it's worth your time. I think there's a lot better romantic comedies out there, guys, for you. I think there's a lot better ones out there. Like I said, I think You've Got Mail is really cool. I think the Adam Sandler ones with Drew Barrymore is pretty decent. And there's a lot of other ones that really come to my eye. The Big Sick is a really great one as well. And there's so many more. I just don't think that this is an amazing film. To me, it's a little bit of a time waster, right? If you've seen a lot of other romantic comedies and you want to give this a chance, this is sort of on the B level of romantic comedies. Still a good movie, still at least worth a watch, but nothing memorable, nothing that you're really going to go out of your way to watch. But yeah, overall though, I'm gonna have to give it not a recommend to you guys. I think there's much better movies out there to watch and much better movies that you yourself can recommend more than How We First Met. But yeah, look, not every movie is gonna hit it out of the park, guys. You know that. But yeah, enough with this review. I'm gonna go and actually try to have the girl of my dreams fall for me and not Bob. I mean, come on. She's got to go with me, not Bob, right? Clearly. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed the review. If you did, definitely give it a thumbs up. And you know what? Check out the other Netflix nights. Check out the Blu-ray, DVD Out and About videos. Check out the theatrical movie reviews I do every single week. Check all that stuff out. And if you like what you see and you love how we review movies and our thoughts on movies, then definitely subscribe and be a part of the Film Fan Nation, where I love my subscribers, I love the feedback I get, I love talking to you guys about movies, and I hope you guys appreciate everything I have to say. And yeah, wish me luck, guys. All right, take it easy.